I'd like to introduce you to Project 3. This is our identity system. It really builds in many ways on Projects 1 and 2. That's because a very common logo um, uses both a symbol and a word mark. So you'll be using your skills of expressive type, perhaps, and your skills for symbol. Um, just to give you a quick overview, um, we're going to come up with a client. We're going to pick a company, and you're going to create a logo for that company. Eventually, you'll apply it to a stationery system and a web page. So you'll design the envelope, business card, letterhead, and web page at a minimum. Um, I'll give you some examples of student work here. Um, some students take it a little bit farther than just those elements, but they do have the web page here, business card, and instead of letterhead, I was flexible and allowed them to do signage and other things for the choice that year, which was Magic Bean Cafe. Other students have done other companies, such as this luxury transport. So that's their overall logo, some of their marketing material they made, and they went so far as to design the vehicle itself, etc. So there's some samples for you to see. We do have a traditional concept sheet to complete. The 20 words here, this is just, once we've got the company identified, normally we would interview the client, interview them, try to figure out their goals, try to figure out where the logo is right now. Is it a brand new company? More likely the logo already exists. We're going to make an update. And once you do all that, you could write your concept paragraph. As we don't have the client to interview, you're just going to have to come up with ideas as you read about the company, think about it, and that will spark ideas that will lead to the concept paragraph. Of course, ideally, when you write this, you'll be explaining how your design is going to appeal to the market and how it's going to correctly represent the client. And then again, I keep having you design not only the logo, but the logo applied to letterhead, envelope, business card, and web page. And you can do that with different sizes if you want. I've even made some larger size for you if you want to use those. Okay. So the final work due again is going to be all this material mounted to a single board. Because there's so many things, there's probably going to be some overlap. That's okay. I would appreciate you gathering your image before you mounted it all on the board so I can keep a record of it. I really appreciate that. These samples that I gave you, you can download them here. I do have other samples that you can look at as well. This is from an upper level class, and this explains to you that a logo, when you make it, is really a lot more than just a logo. It becomes eventually a style guide. It becomes the standard for all the branding for the company. Here, Kyle, he made a new logo for Hidden Harvest, and not only did he create the logo, he established the lettering style and the color system, etc. This is not expected for this class. I just want you to know, in the future, as a designer, a logo goes a little bit farther than what you might think of at this moment. So I was going to give you this to give you an overview of what, in the long run, your logo could be. So you usually start with the mission statement and the purpose. Again, this is all driven by concept and strategy. And you talk about in this case, the nonprofit and its goals, etc. Then you show the full color logo, you show the black and white logo, you show the grayscale logo. You explain the parts of the logo and how, if it can stand alone, Hidden Harvest, the lettering, you might want to show that by itself if it's meant to stand alone. And you might have some other elements that you use. At that point, you probably introduce the colors and explain how to get them, whether you're in traditional printing, such as CMYK printing, or you're printing with Pantone colors, or you're showing these on the web. They would be in RGB, or they could be in hex colors like that. So those colors are needed to be established there. He also shows how he uses them in percentages, examples, and then we identify the minimum space around the logo. He showed how he developed and how he came to the point of the logo. Shows what not to do with the logo. This is very important so your logo is not destroyed. Oh, and then here it is applied to letterhead, envelope, business card. In this case, also a trifold flyer. Here's the lettering system that he established for the company and the brand, and then a vehicle wrap and the website, etc. So you can see how a logo in today's world is a little bit bigger. We're not taking on this much, but we're going to take on a decent amount. And with the class, we're going to figure out exactly today what company we should be working with. So I hope that gives you a good overview. I'm going to put another video up here later that shows you some examples of professional logos and how they relate to symbol and typography, and also how logos have been simplified over time and how they've become more effective because they're simple. All right, thanks.